Mine sometimes hits.
Thank you.
Yeah, East Burma's conflicted out, so Mike Peters asked if I could represent.
Got
So you are 6 on the agenda? So once you call you up, you can just turn it on. And one of these should connect right in.
Okay, so I'll make sure I have the
It'll
plan
magically appear on the screen.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's how it worked last night.
Yeah. So just have it loaded, ready to go, and then you can just plug it right in.
All right. Again. I think I'm the right. The rest of it look like consent items. And then do I sit up here or do I go to when I'm speaking? If I'm there, doesn't matter. Okay. Well, I'm not representing you. That has.
Are you going to be presenting, sir?
Yes.
Or you can plug in now.
Now I can.
Please.
Oh, there we go.
All right, we want to welcome you to the December 16th, 2024 meeting of the Board of Supervisors of Montgomery Township. We're going to start the meeting by doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there anyone here for public comment tonight? If you are wishing to make public comment during the meeting on any items not listed on the agenda, you may do so at this time. Guess not. Announcement of executive session.
So prior to tonight's Board of Supervisors meeting, the Board of Supervisors met in executive session starting at 6:30 p.m. to discuss pending litigation and personnel matters. Both topics of conversation are appropriate matters under the Pennsylvania Sunshine Act. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, consent agenda. I am going to move to approve the consent agenda as presented for the following: the minutes of the November 25th, 2024 board meeting, payment of bills for December 16th, 2024, and escrow release number 11, and start of maintenance for Western Luxor, Montgomeryville.
Second.
Any public comment? Calling for a vote. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Vote carries. All right. Approval of amended land development for 1819 North Line Street. Mary Ann McConnell, Director of Planning and Zoning.
So the applicant Green Tree Group Contracting has submitted an amendment to a previously approved land development application for the property located at the corner of Cowpath Road and North Line Street. The parcel received conditional approval to subdivide into 3 lots from the board in 2007. Lot 1 is the existing home, which will remain, and 2 single-family detached homes are proposed on lots 2 and 3, along with stormwater detention facilities, shared driveway, and associated public improvements. A 35-foot wide shared access and utility easement is proposed from North Line Street through all 3 lots. The lots are within the R2 residential zoning district. The draft planning commission meeting minutes, applicant waiver request letter, and review letters by township consultants and staff are included in your packet. During the November 21, 2024 meeting, the Planning Commission recommended the Board of Supervisors approve the land development amendment application subject to township staff and consultants' recommendations. If the board chooses to grant preliminary final land development amendment approval, they will need to do so by adopting a resolution, which has been drafted by the Township Solicitor's Office. The requested waivers are for consideration by the board. We have a representative here tonight from the applicant to present his project.
Sorry, is this easier up here?
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening, Mike McGinnis from Begley Carlin here on behalf of the applicant Green Tree Contracting Group. I think actually Ms. McConnell summarized the bulk of this. Obviously, this is a bit abnormal in that it relates to an amended final plan that was conditionally approved all the way back in 2007. As was indicated, we are here requesting preliminary final land development approval as it relates to Lot 2 and Lot 3, which would facilitate new construction of the proposed dwellings, which are before you on the plan, which I was going to say is on the screen, but I'm not sure if it is on the screen looking behind me. I wanted to reiterate that Lot 1 is existing. There are no proposed alterations to Lot 1. This is, again, just to allow the construction to move forward with Lot 2 and Lot 3. We are honoring the lot lines as were depicted when the plan was initially approved. We have, I believe, 6 waiver requests that we're asking for. One of the waiver requests relates to sidewalk installation that we are proposing a fee in lieu that has been discussed between our engineer and the township's engineer. We are certainly happy to discuss any of the waivers and their appropriateness. As was mentioned, the Planning Commission recommended approval. There are some easement agreements which will be drafted and supplied to Mr. Walco's office for his review and approval prior to execution. I have Bill Laffin and Joe Lanier with me. They're happy to answer any questions regarding the proposed construction. And again, we're happy to go through any of the review letters or associated comments.
So I will just say, our preference has been for sidewalks to be installed where appropriate to improve pedestrian access throughout our township. And along Cowpath, there's certainly a lack of sidewalks, and this is an improvement that we would like to see. However, in speaking with staff, I understand that would be really difficult given some of the infrastructure that's already in place there. And so I'm willing to let go of that myself, although it would be lovely to have more sidewalk and pedestrian access along Cowpath, certainly.
Can you review some of the impediments with us again?
Yeah, so Rob Cunningham, who's the project engineer, analyzed this because we know this was, as you mentioned, not just the Montgomery Township, but many townships are trying to add to their connectivity. And we looked at the feasibility of installing the sidewalks on Cowpath. And I think the main concern is there is stormwater drainage, but also there's a pretty significant grade change there that he thought would really provide some structural implementation impediments for sidewalks in that area. There are sidewalks along North Line Street that are existing, but he thought looking at this and in discussions with the township that it would be difficult to actually construct on Cowpath. I think there's also some utilities that are in existence that would be difficult as well. So the cumulative effect was us volunteering in terms of our analysis to provide the cost of the sidewalk installation for the township, understanding that the township would be proceeding generously in granting a waiver for a project that they otherwise would be looking for sidewalks to be installed. I will also note that I'm assuming that this was considered previously as well. I understand motivations may change, but the original plan as it was approved did not have sidewalks depicted either. And again, probably because of a similar analysis at that time.
Any other questions on the other waivers?
Sorry, I'm getting instructions on where I need to adjust my seat.
I know. We're all doing the same little scoot here.
I didn't have any further questions.
Any other questions, Beth?
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
All right, then I'll go ahead and do the motion to adopt resolution number 2024-27, granting preliminary final approval land development amendment application with the requested waivers submitted by Green Tree Group Contracting LLC.
Second.
Any public comment? All right, I'll call for a vote. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The ayes have it. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you
and,
very much.
We look
Happy
forward to
holidays.
seeing this.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to item number 7, adoption of resolution 2024-25, setting the volunteer firefighter stipend for 2024 and affirming the criteria for qualified active member status. Carolyn?
Good evening. The township approved the first responder recruitment and retention stipend on April 13th, 2020 to incentivize volunteer first responders for their service. Before adopting the resolution in 2024 for volunteer service in 2024, the township must acknowledge the fire companies or EMS squad's written criteria for determining qualified active member status. In your packet, you have the FDMT bylaws, what constitutes active status, and we also have information of how the points are going to be reset on November 1st. Tonight, we are asking that you affirm the FDMT criteria for determining qualified active member status and set the volunteer firefighter stipend for 2024.
Any questions? I will ask, how many volunteer firefighters do we currently have? If you have that off the top of your head.
Sure. We have around 70.
Okay.
I would say that 44 of those 70 would be considered somewhat active. I think 30 will probably make it for the incentive program. And about half of those are fire police officers.
Okay.
So if we're looking at how many active volunteer firefighters we have about 21.
Okay, so we are always looking to recruit more volunteer firefighters.
Absolutely. We have 3 volunteer firefighters graduating the Fire One Academy tomorrow night in Bucks County. So I'll be going to the graduation. So that's good.
Fantastic.
Great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill.
Hmm.
And the stipend remains the same?
Yes, the stipend remains the same at $500.
$500? Yeah.
And if you'll recall, it was based on a credit of earned income tax as well as a credit on property tax. We have some firefighters who don't own their own home. There's some of the younger ones are living with their families still, so therefore the real estate tax wasn't affecting them. And then we also have some firefighters and fire police who are retired from employment, so the earned income tax wasn't affecting them. And when we netted it all out, the board felt this was a more equitable approach to recognizing the commitment of the volunteers.
All right, I will move to affirm the Fire Department of Montgomery Township's criteria for determining qualified active member status and adopt Resolution 2024-25, setting the volunteer firefighter stipend for 2024.
Second.
And there's no public for public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Item number 8, establish real estate tax millage for 2025. Carolyn McCreary, Township Manager.
The Board of Supervisors approved and authorized the advertisement of the 2025 budget at your November 11th public meeting. Tonight, I am seeking a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-26, which establishes the real estate tax millage for 2025, again at 2.94 mils.
And just confirming this is what we have had for 2024 as well.
That's correct.
Any other questions?
And in the resolution, it's broken down between general fund, fire protection, parks and recreation, and debt service.
Great. All right. I will move to adopt Resolution 2024-26, establishing the real estate tax millage for 2025 at 2.94 mils.
Second.
No public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Number 9, consider adoption of the 2025 budget. Carolyn McQuarrie.
As a township of the second class, we're required to have a balanced budget adopted by the board by 12/31/24. We are recommending that the Board of Supervisors adopt the 2025 final budget that contains no tax increase.
No questions. I will move to adopt the 2025 budget for all funds with operating expenditures totaling $31,043,287,000.
Second.
No public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Number 10, approval of Montgomery Township Municipal Sewer Authority 2025 budget. Carolyn.
Attached is a copy of the 2025 Montgomery Township Municipal Sewer Authority budget for final consideration. Ms. Drosnock presented it to you at your November 11, 2024 meeting and also took questions from the board at that time. The board approved the budget, board of the MTMSA approved this budget at their regular meeting in October 2024. Staff is recommending that the board approve the budget for 2025.
Any further questions? Okay, motion to approve the Montgomery Township Municipal Sewer Authority budget for the fiscal year 2025.
Second.
Public comment? None? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Number 11, approval of Montgomery Township Municipal Sewer Authority 2024 tapping fee agreements.
In your packet is a list of tapping fee agreements that the MTMSA board approved in 2024. As per the agreement with the sewer authority, the township must review and approve them at your meeting this evening.
Okay, hearing no questions. Motion confirming that we have reviewed and approved the Montgomery Township Municipal Sewer Authority agreements as presented at the public meeting of December 16th, 2024.
So moved.
Second. Okay, public comment? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Number 12, approval of tax collection certification and duplicate bill fees.
Thank you. I received an email from Patricia Gallagher, the tax collector, asking the Board of Supervisors to consider increasing two fees relating to tax collection. The first is the tax certification fee from $30 to $35 and the duplicate bill fee from $5 to $10 for 2025.
Questions?
Was there a particular reason
What?
for the increase?
She did not give a rationale in her email. I know those fees are typical with what other tax collectors are charging, at least in my former position it was. Also, these are generally paid by mortgage companies, specifically if a property owner is refinancing, they'll need a tax certification. Duplicate bills, there are times where property owners have their taxes escrowed by their mortgage company, but the mortgage company misplaces it and then has to get a duplicate tax bill from the tax collector. I did not ask her for a rationale. I just told her I would bring it to the board.
Does the township reimburse the tax collector for any of her expenses? In addition to the salary or the payment that she receives?
No.
No. Okay. So it's my understanding that there's a salary that we pay per statute. All of her reimbursement, her postage, that kind of stuff comes out of that money as well. These fees then help with that as well because it goes to the tax collector. Any other? Yeah. Are we good with?
I don't know what the basis is, without the justification for it. It's hard to rationalize this. It doesn't seem as if it's unreasonable, yet, without the justification for, are there associated increases in expenses? And I don't have a basis for comparison for what other municipalities are charging. It's kind of hard to.
I reached out to one local tax collector and they are at 35 and 10. But that was only one.
That was only one, so it's not really.
Correct. It's not.
Can we table a decision on this? Until we
Yes,
have more
you're
information?
welcome to table a decision if there's more information you need.
Rather than voting it down, it would just seem like.
Sure, the tabling would be the recommended
Yes.
preferred option in that way.
I'm good with that too.
Yeah, I would like. more
My
information
first
on
thought
that.
was, okay, with as easy as it is to just call something up on your computer and shoot it off, I'm not sure what the increase is for.
Yeah.
So if we can table this and get more information as to why the increase, did something happen that it's requiring an increase? I think that would help us. Is that?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. No, because even though it seems like it's a minor increase in terms of dollars, when you look at percentage, it's a large percentage. And I think people are tired of being nickeled and dimed. I would like to at least have some answers of what would, and then people could say, oh, when they add the percentage in, they'll say that, oh, it was 100% increase in our, whatever it is, duplicate bill fees for the sewer authority. And all of a sudden we look like we didn't do our due diligence. So let's ask the question.
And I imagine if part of the justification was to bring it on par with other municipalities that have those similar rates, the board would be interested in seeing which municipalities those are.
That would be
just to
great.
demonstrate that this is on par with the rest of those rates. Because I do agree that there are a number of municipalities that have these increased numbers. But it'd be nice to see exactly where they are and if they're around the area as well.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank
Yep,
you.
thank you.
Right, so they need to take a vote to table
table
what they're
it.
going to table.
A motion and a
Okay.
second.
I'll move to table.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to number 13, request authorization to purchase server and Windows licenses. Richard?
Good evening. For 2024, staff included $10,000 in the budget for replacement server for Public Works and $15,000 for 50 Windows Server client access licenses or CALs. A quote from Dell Technologies CoStars 3E22603 dated December 3rd, 2024 was obtained for both items totaling $18,156.38. Upgrading Public Works from Windows Server 2012 to Server 22 will enhance security, improve performance, and provide some modern features to support Public Works operations. The new version also ensures better protection against threats. The 50 new device CALs ensures that the township remains compliant and prepared for future growth. It's staff's recommendation that the Board of Supervisors approve the quote from Dell Technologies for the amount of $18,156.38.
Questions?
No questions.
No questions. Thank you, Rich. All right. I'll entertain a motion to award the purchase of a new Windows Server and 50 client access licenses, CALs, from Dell Technologies, CoStars 003E22-603, per the quote dated December 3rd, 2024 for $18,156.38.
Second?
So moved.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Right, no public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 14, approval of the winter 2025 recreation programs. Is that Floyd?
That's me.
All right.
Good
What
evening,
can-
everybody. Attached is a proposed lineup of activities for the Montgomery Township Community Center for winter 2025. Recommended fees and charges for each program are also included. The schedule will be valid from January 1, 2025 through March 31st, 2025. All CRC activities and events will be promoted through our normal publicity channels and social media. The lineup of activities, programs, special events provides a diverse menu of recreational opportunities, healthy fitness sessions, fun community special events, and positive educational programs that will be available for all individuals and all ages and abilities throughout the Montgomery Township area. Approval of fees and charges for each quarter is a normal procedure. Recreation opportunities are expected to be budget neutral. The recommendation is to approve the 2025 recreation program fee schedule amendment as submitted. Are there any questions about some of the programs or what we do? It's very similar this year. We kind of have a full facility most of the time. I do want you to be aware that at the bottom of the last page are the projected fees for Kids University, which we made a significant increase in the fees last year. We put them up just slightly, $5 or $10 this year. So we stayed reasonably close to what it was last year. But we need to have that approval prior to advertising and taking money in March for. So that's probably the most important thing on this paper.
Yeah, just want to thank you and your team for all the good work that you're doing over there. It's coming back from COVID. I know we were kind of wondering what was going to happen. We're back full and moving strong, and it's thanks to your leadership. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're here.
Yes. And Birdie.
Any other questions on what's going on? Okay. I'm going to move that we hereby approve the 2025 winter recreation program and fee schedule as submitted.
Second.
Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Thank you. Number 15, update on the gymnasium floor replacement project in the Community and Recreation Center. Floyd? Or Carolyn?
Carolyn?
Who's
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
And then Floyd can answer the technical questions.
both on here? Thanks, Floyd.
So at your April 25th public meeting, you voted to authorize the advertisement of this project for the gymnasium replacement on Penn Bid. And we paused the project because of the delay in the concrete work, the outside of the building. Subsequently, we found and we met a company, Miller Sports Flooring, that specializes in this type of work and is an authorized CoStarz vendor. So we've not had to put this out for bid. And after discussion with staff, it was determined that the work would commence in March based on the activity level in the CRC, meaning after discussion with Floyd, it was determined that the work would best to occur in March. The board approved the project's inclusion in the 2025 budget at our October 28th public meeting. However, as I have told all the department heads, just because it was included in the budget doesn't mean we're necessarily going forward. We need to see where we end up at the end of this year. However, in this case, it looks like it's going to cost us less than we have in the budget, which is always a good thing. We met with Doug Taylor, who's with CHA Consulting. Subsequently, he received a quote from Miller Sports Flooring, which is in your packet, with the caveat that the floor must be ordered this year to avoid any additional delay as the factory closes for a month over the holidays. The factory is located in Italy, and apparently they take a month off. Based on the lower cost and the board's prior approval, we're moving forward with the project. Floyd, do you just want to maybe give an overview just briefly of the Mondo flooring, since it's way over my...
The floor that we propose is the best type of floor for the type of activity we have, multi-use. We do a lot of different things. You know, if we were a basketball facility, we would have a wood floor, but in case we're a multi-use from pickleball to badminton to basketball, we have it all. And what the floor is now, and technology has changed a good bit in the vinyl flooring or you know, the surfaces. And Mondo is a product that stands up above almost every other one out there. I'm confident that when it's put in, it will last longer, it will wear better, and it will allow us to increase programming a little bit.
So what kind of life expectancy do we expect with our current usage?
Our current is 12 years. We're obviously in the 10th year, 9 if you kind of lost a year in there, but this will go to, I believe what I read was 14 years. They do wear out. I mean, it
Sure.
doesn't last forever, but
Sure.
if you take care of it properly and it's installed more importantly, if it's installed properly, it will last.
And do you mind touching base on the testing that they did over there?
Yeah, did they drill those?
They
bores?
drilled holes, 16 different holes to check the moisture in the current concrete. It was extremely high. That will put in what is going to be almost like a glazing or on top of the concrete. The vapor barrier is below the concrete there, but this will seal that. So as long as, how can I say it, not doom it. As long as everything's level in there and we can put this glaze on top of it, we will be good to go with what we have. And we'll see.
So
See what
once
happens.
they start ripping up the floor, we're praying really hard. Is that?
Once we
Yes,
peel,
yes, absolutely, yes. That's exactly
once we
right.
start peeling the onion, we'll know. We'll know what's there.
Yeah.
There are not visibly with, you know, the floor is only this thick, the vinyl. There's not visible bumps or something. There are exactly 2 dead spots in the entire gym, and that's pretty good. So hopefully all is level.
Are there exercise classes that go on in the gym as well?
We do almost all our extra classes in the gym.
And this will be good for a variety of.
It's a variety. It gives, it takes. The word is viscosity. We're not going to have people grabbing the floor. It's technology has gotten better, just like everything else, and it's a good floor.
And it still looks like a wood grain then, or what does it?
No,
Let's
we're
take
not.
it.
That's an extra. We don't need that. We need to keep it simple, and simpler lines, simple things. A script in the middle of the floor with Montgomery Township Community Center in the middle. So when we have big events, we can lift it up and people can see it and things like that. But we don't need all the lines that you see in there and all the big logos. That's extra.
And we did pick a color that's similar to what we have in there now.
So it's still
But
like,
to have the defined grain was
Yeah.
pushing the price up even more. And I think it's more important that we get a better floor than the aesthetics of it looking like wood.
Carolyn was nice enough to pick the color because color is not my strong suit. So
You can't be good at everything.
that's not mine.
What color did we go with?
is it still?
It'll be a royal blue, kind of like what's there now. That's the outside now. The floor itself will be a dark maple, which it looks like it's a floor, but it won't be there won't be a wood looking to it. So
I won't have the
So
dark.
The
just tan.
coloration.
So it's like a tan.
Okay, but it's
Yeah.
not without the little.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, we're good.
thank you.
That's it, right? All right, that's it. We need to, there's no vote on this. That was just.
No,
an
it's
update,
just an
right?
update for you
Okay.
Okay.
because we have to get the order in. It'll still be part of next year's budget, but we have to give them the go ahead after we meet tonight.
Thank you. All right, any old business? Any new business? All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. So moved. Aye.
Hi. Great. Thanks to everyone for another successful year
Yes,
here at the
thank you,
township
everyone.
for all of your hard
everyone.
work. Greatly
Oh,
appreciate
wait,
it.
we need a drone update.
We're meeting with Upper Providence in January.